Okay, so here we are in Omonoia Square. So this is right in the dead center, the heart of Athens. And so you've got the main road of Panepistimiou, which means University Drive there, and then Stadiou Street, which is behind me. So, and this place here with the waterfall is Omonoia Square. So if you basically get onto Google Maps, that's what you're going to find is Omonoia Square. So this is it. So I live maybe about 100 meters from here. So our high-rise building's there. So this fountain here was only renovated 12 months ago, and a lot of development around here. You'll see behind me, just there, you've got another hotel being built, and there's 1, 2, 3 that have been recently developed in the last 2 years. So a lot of stuff happening here. One of the questions that we sort of broached is whether or not it's prudent to have a escape plan. Sounds a little extreme, doesn't it? But particularly with the way that the world is going at the moment, people are very concerned about how things are going to pan out. There's talk of conflict with China at the moment. We've got issues with technocracy, with COVID-19 restrictions, etc. So one of the things that a lot of people have been saying is it prudent to have an escape plan? Is it wise? I suppose it's always wise to have a plan B, particularly with current situations. So how do you actually work that out? There are some really good contributors in regards to that area of expertise. One of those guys is Joel Skousen, who specialises in helping families relocate, and he takes into consideration a lot of different things. So he's really good to have a read of. He's got a book that will actually give you all the information and even challenge you with some of the concepts and questions you should be asking regarding relocating to a different place around the world. For me, leaving Australia was part of that relocation. I wasn't happy where things were going. So for me, it was the prudent thing to do to pack up and go. And we'd lived in Greece before, so here we are. And I don't actually regret for 1 minute coming back to Greece. So for us, it's a good thing. Not everyone in the family is going to have the same opinion about things, but that's life. So relocating is actually a very good plan to have. The other thing that people often talk about is having a bug out plan. I mean, you can go to extremes with things and you can get into areas that are very eccentric. I don't advise that. I think that if you can sort of keep things in a rational perspective, you'll be far better off. It's just a matter of trying to keep that balance of what's best for the family, what's best for you, what's going to work out best for you. It's one thing to relocate, it's another thing to make sure that you've got a place to live, that you can afford to live there, and that you're going to continue to have an income stream. So there's some of the things that you need to consider when you start thinking about having an escape plan. I mean, another aspect of that is that people have been talking like this for decades. Particularly in the 80s, I remember someone speaking to my parents about building a bomb shelter in the backyard. I just couldn't think of a worse thing in my life. But that's the way people thought back then. Thank goodness they never acted on it. So I just want to sort of point out not to get too over the top about it. The real key to this is going to where you're going to be treated best, where you're going to be looked after, and where you feel most comfortable. If you're not comfortable in the place that you're at, then probably don't stay there. Go somewhere else. There's lots of opportunities in the world to expand your horizons. One of the things you'll need to do is make sure, as I said, you've got that nest egg and you've got an income stream. So being a digital nomad, working online, whether you're doing tutoring in English via Zoom, or whether you're writing articles, whether you're doing web development or programming, there's heaps of opportunities to develop or earn an income online. I have a resource available for people that are looking into that. Probably don't have all the solutions. So sign up at overseas-exile.com and davelister.org, and I'll give you some content regarding relocating and some of the things you may need to take into consideration.